How's it going? My name is Alberto Triana and I'm a director and cinematographer, and I'm here to talk to you today about some pretty cool products from Intellytech, specifically the LiteCloth LC-50 and the Pocket Canon Mini. Let's get started. As a filmmaker, one of the biggest challenges you'll come across is a location. You just never know what the lighting conditions are going to be. Are you going to have power? Are you going to have enough space to rig your lights? It's a lot of things you have to try to figure out, and where are you going to put your camera so you can light it and not see your lights. What I love about these lights is that they give you the flexibility to get really good looks in really small spaces. All right, so let me run down these lights, what they do, what they're capable of, all the technical stuff, and then we can get to how I applied them on set. All right, let's dive right in. First, we're starting off with the Intellytech LiteCloth LC-50. And as you can guess, the 50 stands for 50 watts, which is the amount of power it draws. The LC-50 is bicolor with a 3000 Kelvin to 10,000 Kelvin color range. The LC-50 comes with a softbox, which includes a diffuser and honeycomb grid. Additionally, it also comes with a half China ball. I'm actually using it right now as my key light in this setup right here. And I gotta say, I like what the China ball's doing. It's doing a lot here. So we talk about how I can rig these lights up, but what's the point if you have to keep climbing up there to go adjust it? Well, you don't have to. They sell a remote. Get the remote. It is such an awesome accessory to have. It's not that much more. You can get it. And what's great about the remote, it works with all the LiteCloth models. You can rig them all up and you can just control them all from one remote. Get it. It will save you time. Another key feature of the LC-50 is the fact that you can power it with a battery, whether you use V-mounts or Anton Bauer gold mount. Chances are you already own some of these batteries if you're working with a cinema camera, and you can use these when you're on location, which, as I'm going to show you here, actually came in handy and saved my butt. All right, next up, the Pocket Canon Mini. It draws about 15 watts of power and is the equivalent of a 150 watt tungsten light. Plus, you can use your Sony MP batteries to power it for more run and gun scenarios. And in typical Intellytech fashion, when you buy these lights, they come in such wonderful packaging and great cases that on set, on location, traveling, you don't really have to worry about the wear and tear because these cases are going to keep your gear safe. All right, so now that I got all the technical stuff out of the way, let's get to the fun part, application. So one of the things you're going to notice when you're working with a LiteCloth is how lightweight it is. It's almost like it's in the name. It's LiteCloth. It's light, but it's also light. It's like, so what's great is that you have options for rigging. You can gaff it up, or if you take a look, it's got Velcro back here, buddy. Put some Velcro, throw it up there, leave it. You don't got to worry about it. Here's a couple setups I did with some overhead lighting and the LC-50. All right, the first setup I did, I had a lot of natural light coming in. I went for more of kind of like a school look, more natural, nothing too heavily stylized, but I wanted to just accent what was already there. This is definitely a more minimalistic approach, and I was definitely lucky to have really nice natural daylight coming in through. But you may not always be that lucky, but if you are, run with it. Part of being a filmmaker is embracing what is there, and if it's not there, then we gotta make it. we gotta add to it. We gotta find a way to make it ourselves. So you see that first setup, nothing fancy, just nice little get to know you setup. Let's get into more fun stuff like I promised. So setup number 2, filming in a very tight location, a bathroom. Now you're thinking, why are you filming in a bathroom? Well, have you ever stopped and noticed how many scenes take place in bathrooms? It's more than you would think. And it's actually kind of a common location. And one of the things that is pretty universal for most bathrooms, there's not a lot of space. You have a toilet, you got a sink, chances are you got a mirror, and there's a door. That's kind of usually what you're working with, unless you're in a studio and you have a set and you can build it out. But if not, chances are you're working with what you got. So luckily, the LC-50 is lightweight, small. I was able to just put a strip of Velcro, hop up on a ladder, put it right overhead, right where I want to have my actor, and voila, with one light, I lit this scene. So now with one light setup, I can show you 2 kind of different moods with this one light in the same location. What's great about the LC-50 and the overhead setup is that you can still attach the softbox and the honeycomb grid. That way I'm controlling the spill of light, so it's not just going all over the room. I can really keep my moodiness and help shape that light. So this one I decided to just kind of like take a hard left turn on this one. Nothing really changed. It's the same light, the same setup. I didn't move it. Everything is the same. Same spot, same everything. All I changed was the actor and the Kelvin. Really, that's all I changed. I went from 5600 to 10,000 Kelvin, and it went straight horror. my actor, Chris Maeshiro, played this part a little too well, if you ask me. I'm a little concerned, but cool look nonetheless, especially if you're going for a horror vibe. So here's another scenario where the LC-50 could actually be used as part of a lighting gag. We've all seen scenes where a character is on a television or on a computer. Maybe they're searching something, researching something. Maybe they're trying to hack into the Pentagon or something. I don't know. But we've all seen those kind of movies. And what's great is that if you really kind of notice, this light is kind of the perfect shape for a screen. So, didn't take me very long to figure this one out. All I did was I took the light, I put the diffusion around it, I basically just laid it right up against the computer screen, set it to 1%, and even that was still a little bright, so I would probably have to darken it a little bit in post or put another diffusion, which is probably what I should have done, but for the sake of time, I had to keep moving, but you get the idea. The Pocket Cannon Minis are really great at accent lighting, whether you're edge lighting or just popping something up in the location. These little guys are great for stuff like that. So as you can see here with the first take, I went with a more traditional. I had the teal lighting the background, and then I also had teal edging her to kind of uniform the setting. Cool look, nothing wrong there, works. To me, plays as, you know, a scene. She's on the computer, maybe trying to clear her browser history, I don't know. So we had the same setup, but instead we swapped one of our Pocket Cannon Minis. We put a red gel on there, basically like an alarm. So she hacked something she probably shouldn't have, and now she's in trouble. We went really low tech with this one. And just to show you that you don't necessarily need the craziest setup or whatever just to make the effect work. Sometimes the simplest way is the best way. All right, now let's play with some color. We're getting a little stylized here. As you can see here, I'm going for kind of like an atomic blonde inspired look. Not too dead on, but definitely inspired, like neon demon type. Neon colors are popular right now, and you know, everything's RGB, and everyone keeps talking about how you need RGB, I need RGB. Look, RGB is great. I own RGB lights. You don't need them to be RGB. Gels work fine. They still work. They're cheap. They're affordable. You probably already have some. If not, you can get a pack for real cheap. That's what I did. I got a pack of gels for like 20 bucks, and I got all these colors. Most of my gels are 1x1, so they fit perfectly on this. I can literally just put my gel right on there. Lights up the scene perfectly. I had the LC-50 with a half China ball diffusion with a blue gel right off screen as my key, which was giving such wonderful soft light. It just lit her up beautifully, just even distribution of light there. And how do I contrast that? Well, I got to put another gel on another light, shoot somewhere else. I took two Pocket Cannon Minis with magenta gels. I put one on the background to make it pop and the other to edge lighter, which gave really great color contrast, especially when she would turn. You could see the color change, the gradient, depending on where she looked. So for my last setup, I knew I wanted to do something at night, outdoors. So I kind of went with this drive-inspired look, and I really wanted to try and light my actor in a very dramatic and moody way, but also have enough information so I could see what's happening. But one of the tough things about filming outside, as a lot of you know, running power out there can be kind of tough. You may not have access to an outlet, or you may not have a generator, or the generator is making too much noise. So again, going back to one of the wonderful features that these lights have, they run on batteries. So my key light in this scene was the LC-50 with the half China ball diffusion. What I did was I set it down to 3000 Kelvin to help emulate street lights. From there, I took a Pocket Cannon Mini and put a blue gel on there just for some nice color contrast to kind of like even out his face. So there you have it. Those are just a few examples of lighting setups that I was able to do in very small locations. I really look forward to see what other people can do because honestly, I'm really impressed with these lights. They're really versatile, and again, they allow me to be creative, which as a filmmaker, isn't that the most powerful thing that we've got? Our creativity? I think so. So go get yourself some Intellytech lights, start rigging, start coming up with crazy stuff because I want to see it all and I want to learn from you, and hopefully you learned something from me. If not, okay, cool, whatever. I don't take it personally, but you should check out these products regardless. My name is Alberto Triana. Thank you for watching. Hit me up on Instagram @SaberMedia. Check out Intellytech. Do it. You'll be glad you did.